Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to Our Nerdiest Thing. Today we have a very special guest, Ligia Cushman. She's a Dominican-American fantasy author, best known for the booktok sensation, Rise of a Dark Throne, the Mōsa Chronicles. Ligia attributes her runaway success to robust world building inspired by the Caribbean and in-depth character development that leaves readers escaping to a world centered on women of color, riveting romance, betrayal, and magic. Welcome to the podcast, Leah. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I can't wait to share and meet all the nerdiest people because I'm definitely one. I'm
Yes,
definitely a nerd
you are in the right place then. Excellent. Well,
for
you
sure.
recently celebrated a birthday, so happy belated birthday.
Thank
Do
you.
you have any birthday traditions that you do every single year, or do you like to just see how you feel that year and then decide what you want to do?
It's always see how I feel that year, but usually it always includes brunch. But this year,
Excellent choice.
excellent choice. Who doesn't love a good brunch? Brunch is my favorite meal of the day. But recently, for my birthday, I was at BookCon for the very first time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that was wild and crazy.
I saw
Fun.
online. There was a
A lot of
ton
people
of
tell me that
people.
it was unbelievable. I've been to so many cons before, and this one was definitely massive.
Yeah.
Massive, massive. So, a great experience. I'm from New York City originally, so it was cool to be back home for a little bit and be
Yeah.
sharing my books as well.
That's really exciting. I would have been scared with all the
A lot of
people.
people were.
Yeah, like, whoa.
A lot of
But
people were.
that's awesome. That's great to have so many readers get exposure to all these different authors, right? Some of them that they
Yeah,
know and some of them that they've probably not heard of. And
yeah,
that's one
for
of my
sure.
favorite things about book events, right? I always find a new author that's like my new favorite author.
Yes, yes. And authors, people don't realize this, but we're nervous every time
Yeah.
we go to a book con. It's not even just about the sales. It's like, am I going to be able to engage people and, draw them in with a story? And what I've learned over the years, because I've gone to many at this point, is just the readers make it so special that
Yeah.
by the time I meet like the fourth person, I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm home. I'm good.
Oh, I
I'm
love that.
amongst my people.
I love that. I'm glad that
Hmm.
you eventually get to feel that way instead of constantly feeling like you're performing, right? Like you're on or
Yes,
you're
it's
on
still
stage.
exhausting. It's still exhausting, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it is definitely um like I'm getting ready for Imaginarium and I'm just thinking I'm getting really excited about all the folks that are going to be there. And I'm seeing
Yeah.
readers that are going for the first time or they can't wait to see X, Y, and Z reader, I mean author. And so it's a nerve-wracking but fun time and it is
Yeah.
exhausting. You have 2 days of that nonstop. It's a lot.
It
But
is.
I'm the kind of author like people are like, can I take a picture? Of course you can take a picture. Can I sign? Can you sign my book? Of course I'll sign your book. I'll never like turn people away for that. That's silly. That's the whole reason why we did this to begin with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's so much fun and we're really excited for Imaginarium. It's always
Hmm.
the best weekend.
It is the best weekend.
So you are the author of the Mōsa Chronicles, a series that features Rise of a Dark Throne, Magic
Hmm.
Rising, and Rise of a Cursed Kingdom. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about the series and what makes it so meaningful for you as the creator of its world.
Ooh, great question. So a couple of things. One is when I decided to write Rise of a Dark Throne, I had just finished reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. And for whatever side people are on that, I'm not going to get into that. But I want to say I fell in love with the storytelling. The world building was newer than what I had experienced previously. And it just drew me in. I mean, who doesn't love Rhysand? You can say all the things you want about the story, but Rhysand is Rhysand till we die. And
Yes,
so I
we
remember
love him.
thinking, we love him. And I remember thinking, gosh, but I didn't see myself represented in
Mm,
these stories. And so Rise of a Dark Throne, the first book in the series, really came from this desire to want to share something different, right? As an Afro-Latina, I believe that we have incredible stories to share and that we need to make space for not just the elven folklorish, fae world, but that the fae world should include us. we should be centered in it as well. We should have our fake people have their own stories, so do Black and brown folks. And so that's where Rise of the Dark Throne came from. It was also during the pandemic where a lot of
Mm,
indie authors started really like digging into their craft.
yeah.
And so I decided to write a story about a plague. No shocker there.
What
Um,
inspired you to do that?
so I wrote a book about a plague that had taken over this beautiful island called Mōsa, and Mōsa is really inspired by the Caribbean. I'm the daughter of immigrants from the Dominican Republic, and so the island of Mōsa itself is the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico kind of like blended together. So I wanted to write a a story centered on Afro-Latinas with magic, forbidden magic.
Mm,
And I wanted them centered in every possible way that I could. So I centered them as the queens. I centered people of color as the evil characters, the the villains, the heroes, but also that there was room for so many other races and ethnicities in the series. So I think if I can say anything about A Court of Thorns and Roses, that was one of the things that I loved is the mass cast. So I created my own mass cast. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a former therapist turned author. And so when you take classes in psychology, you have a master's and you've spent time like really figuring out people's psyches and how they would respond to trauma. I've worked with folks with PTSD, writing that into my stories, and I think that's what makes it unique, aside from
yeah.
centering Black and brown folks and the world building from the Caribbean. I think one of the things that has been really exciting for me is crafting characters that are relatable. So yes, you live in a magical world. Yes, there's fae and there's, hot boys with pointy ears and all those things, but that they're complex and they have backstories that are sometimes troubling.
Yeah.
And that loss and grief and love reaches people of all walks of life. And so I hope that that's what people have found in the Mōsa Chronicles series for sure. Plus, my series is I grew up watching those Spanish novellas with my mom. So they
Yeah.
all end in a cliffhanger. They all have epic betrayals in them. And so that is one of the things that I kind of poured into the series. So each book ends on a cliffhanger.
Like a slow zoom in on a shocked expression.
Every time. If you go
Yeah.
on TikTok, you'll see people throwing my book, especially Rise of a Dark Throne by chapter two, because I like make you fall in love and then I just blow it all up. So, and I've kind of made that part of my writing. My new book is like that too. By chapter two, actually in chapter one, I've already like done some stuff that is, an emotional damage, but I redeem myself pretty well, for
Let,
sure.
let me ask you about your background as a therapist. When you are writing characters,
Hmm.
do you ever find yourself getting kind of lost in the weeds, so to speak, of your knowledge of therapy and human behavior and all of that stuff? Do you ever have to kind of turn that off and focus, okay, let me think about the plot and the story now? Or do you find it really only as enhancing and enriching those characters?
Yeah, that's great. So I'm not a plotter. I'm a
Mm.
prancer for sure.
Yeah.
But characters and world building, I spend so much time in. So every character in the Mōsa Chronicles has a backstory. I even have them down to a personality type. I have a whole character profile. So I have them
Mm.
down to a personality type. Because if I was gonna write about there's this really hot boy named Zari in the Mōsa Chronicles. If I was gonna write about his pain and the way
Mm.
he uses comedy to like leverage that so people don't see the pain, then
Yeah.
I have to be able to know that backstory, right? Know who his parents were, why he was sent here, why doesn't he, live with them. So for me, I cannot write a series without starting with a character profile for every, even like in there's one like servant that we have, or she's a maid. I have her whole backstory, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could write a whole story about this. And I spent a lot of time doing that. But once I have that, the writing is way easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spend a lot of time. I don't know how to separate it, is my
There-
answer. Yeah,
Well, it's kind of like an actor when they talk about digging into a character, right? They create a backstory for the character
right,
that they're going to portray, and you are kind of embodying all of the characters as you write
right,
them.
right.
And I think that's great because all of the best characters that readers really connect with are the ones that have those overarching human experiences, like you were saying
Yes,
earlier, right? Like you might live in a
yes.
magical world, but I'm still going to relate to you as a reader because you're really just having a human experience.
Correct,
So
correct. Yeah,
uh, thinking about that, let's talk a little bit about betrayals because I feel
yeah.
like as a not author, just a
Mhm.
reader, I feel like that would be really hard to write sometimes because sometimes the betrayal
Mm-mm.
is revealing the villain, right? And
For sure.
sometimes the betrayal comes from a character that you still want the reader to ultimately like and root for and
Yeah,
right? Depending
yeah.
on who the character is. Do you approach those kind of different scenarios differently at all? Like how do you balance when you want the reader to like hate the character because they're a villain or maybe not so much hate, but when you still want to keep that goodwill, right? How do you balance that?
It's hard. So I will tell you in my new series, my new book, Fierce Fury, I think that's my most truest enemies to lovers. And I think in part it's because I had to figure out, now here's where I do plot. I have to know who's going to betray who from the very beginning. Like that
From
is
the
not something
get-go.
that just happens, right? And so I write from that perspective. And so I I kind of I make you trust everyone,
Mhm.
right? I think that was one of the things for Game of Thrones. I had not read the books before I saw the series, so I was one of those weird people crying at the first end of the first season. And I think it was so beautifully written. You fall in love with these people, they become part of your life, and then, oh, there's another layer here that
Yeah.
I didn't see. So in Magic Rising, there's a huge betrayal that happens that nobody saw coming. And when it happens, everybody's like, yeah, but I still love him. And I'm like, well, that's the thing, right? Sometimes we make some really horrible decisions in our walk on this earth or life, right? And are we redeemable, right? Are we able to show people grace? Sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah.
the damage is too deep and it's too real. And so I think the way that I write it is it depends on if I want you to. So my editor, my developmental editor is always like, so do you want people to hate him completely? Right? Because the way you've written him, I hate him and I don't want to love him, but eventually I know they're going to want to love him. So
Right. You'll get us there.
do you want to soften this a little bit or do you want to? And sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to soften it. I want to keep it going. Other times I'm like, oh no, because I'm giving away too much right now and I need to hold that for the end. And so I'm gonna tell you this, authors absolutely love leading you all into a betrayal.
Yeah. That's true.
It
That is very true.
it
Yeah.
is, I'm always like,
Just
I
you wait.
absolutely love it. I absolutely, sometimes I have two betrayals in a book and I'm like, okay, this is a bit too much, but I love it because if you can get that, then I think the reader can be like, oh, I remember when that happened to me. So I also write from experience. So Fierce Fury, I wrote, I took a year and a half to write Fierce Fury. And I can tell you that I wrote that from real lived betrayal experiences that were happening to me in real time.
Mhm.
And yes, I was going to therapy and doing all those things, but I was like, I need to pour this into my craft
Yeah.
so that when I'm on the other side of this, which I am, I can go back and really feel the the loss.
Mhm.
And
The
I
rawness of it.
yeah, it feels raw. And so that's what the ARC readers told me. They were like, girl, you got me. And also, I went back and reread and I was like, oh, there were signs all along, but they were so
Mhm.
like little light signs, nothing too
Under the
serious,
radar.
way under the radar for sure. But yeah, so I love writing it. I never wanted to feel like I never want the reader to think like, oh no, this doesn't even jive, this doesn't go. Right? We've all experienced betrayal, we've all experienced, abandonment to some degree. And so I always want it to feel very real. So when they cry, it's you feel it. When they're imprisoned, I'm gonna talk about what that feels like. So yeah, if they're warriors, you're gonna see the scars, and they're not always just like these visible scars, right? They're the other deeper emotional scars that are really hard to hide sometimes. So that's I love a good betrayal, and all my books have them, every single one. Yeah,
So know what you're going into
just letting
when
you
you
all
pick
know,
up.
prepare for
Yeah.
emotional damage for sure.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Fear's Fury. So it's dystopian, enemies to lovers. Uh,
Yes,
this is a new series, book one of a new series, right?
it is.
Okay, tell us a little bit about
So
this world.
fierce fury. Ugh. So I have had fun fact about the name. Fear, because I spell it a little differently than people would normally expect. But my husband's family has, they have all their genealogy and they have these family trees, and sometimes I steal names from readers. When I'm signing a book for them, I'm like, "What's your name?" And I'll write it on the side, and I'm like,
Ooh,
"If
I
it
like
shows up in a
that.
book, if it shows up in a book, just letting you know." But Fear was the name of one of my husband's like 15 times removed cousins of, Great Britain, and her name was Fhear.
Hmm.
And I fell in love with it. But I didn't, we discovered her name probably 3 years ago, and it just lived in my phone is my notebook. So it lived in
Yeah.
the notebook for a long time. But then the story starts to come together. So before I even put pen to paper typing, uh, stories live with me for, quite a while. Like I have four others just like
Rolling
obsessing right now.
around.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So Fierce Fury. Okay. Fierce Fury is the story of a group of Fae folks. The Earth is dying. Well, the Earth was dying, and the Fae were hiding in on Earth. And then as the Earth is dying because of, humanity and all the beautiful things we do, hello Earth Day, they the Fae came out of hiding to offer us a way out, and they hand selected like a few 100,000 humans to bring with them to what is called the Dyson sphere. Now, my husband and son are pseudoscientists, so they are the ones that always help me with world building. And when I heard the whole idea of a Dyson sphere, it's a structure in space that you build around a star to sustain life. And all these people, these Fae folk, live on this Dyson sphere called Lumina.
Hmm.
And Lumina is divided by 7 sectors. And if anybody's seen the show Silo,
Hmm.
I am obsessed with that show. Just the dystopian, like, loss of it all, and how people are fighting for struggle, who has better quality of air, who has
Yeah.
more AC. It's all sold like a Netflix subscription on my world. And you take all that and figure out at some point, Fear figures out that there's a big betrayal that's taking place, that maybe the Fae weren't the saviors that they all thought that they were.
Hmm.
And
Not the Fae. They would
never the
never.
Fae,
Yeah.
never the Fae. And she is half Fae herself. But what makes her difference is in my book, the majority of Fae have wings. Some have translucent wings like fairies, others have like these big angel wings like angels, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't have wings at all. She has the pointed ears and that's it. She's brown skin, so it's a very clear tell that she is not like everybody else, not human enough to be human, not Fae enough to be considered Fae. And so she falls in love with this guy. I'm not gonna give too much. My husband is looking at me over there. He's like, you like to tell the story too much. I'm gonna say this. She falls in love with this guy, and there is a betrayal that happens. And from that betrayal, she is catapulted into this world of fae and politics and betrayal and loss and grief in such a catastrophic way by chapter one. I
Hmm.
really wanted to capture everyone by chapter one. If I could capture you with this compelling story and show you who she was and who she is now, all in one chapter, that took me a while with my editor, for sure. Took me a while, but we got there. We got there. And unlike the Mōsa Chronicles, this book is only going to be a duology.
Okay.
So it'll be Fierce Fury, and then it'll be Jaded Fae, which is the male MC's name is Jade. So, I'm playing on both their names.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this one also ends on a cliffhanger because that's my thing.
Right. Why not?
Um, but I will tell you, for me, I never thought I'd write. So when you look up my book, it's a it's a dystopian Spanglish space opera. I didn't even know what a space opera was until I wrote it. And then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a space opera. So when I've been doing like a little mini book tour, just launching the book itself. A lot of people are like, well, what is it about, right? And I'm like, oh, it's, about this. Imagine if Tinkerbell started a revolution. And then they're like, wait, what? Because that's literally what happens. One of her best friends looks just like Tinkerbell, fairy wings, and they are some baddies. I love really taking what in our world we consider like fragile. Like we think Tinkerbell's so sweet and so kind. Of course, those of us that
Yes.
have read books like the ones we read, we know they're not.
Yeah.
But turning it on its head and saying, no, Tinkerbell can get mad and she can also betray and she can also start a revolution. So the whole book is really about betrayal and betrayal at the highest level. Like, what happens when you betray a kingdom, a nation, a people? And, sound a little familiar to what we're experiencing.
I was just thinking that exact thing, actually. Like,
So
oh,
it's been very therapeutic.
yeah,
I'll
it
say
sounds
that.
like real life a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, it's definitely the story of rebellion, loss, and love wrapped up in a really messy, okay,
Yeah.
a really messy world that is, the male character, his name is Jade, and he is very much into linear things, equations, like everything is very precise, super Faye-like.
Yeah.
And she is kind of the opposite of that and still intrigues him. He calls her his anomaly most of the time, which is
Yeah.
really like a cool description of her. And I have, one of my favorite quotes. I'll give you all this. My favorite quote from the book, one of them, I have a list, but this one was really my favorite. It says, 3 hours before they murdered my family, I stood in a wedding dress believing in love.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
So
I
again, I want to
need
draw
to read
people
it.
in. I want to capture them. And
Yes.
I want to make her feel like she's real. Yes, she's in all these things and all these things have happened to her. And how do you respond to grief and loss in a way that, again, therapists talking, right? To grief and
Yeah.
loss in a way that is relatable to many.
The
That's the
human
trick
experience.
often. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I can't wait. I can't wait to read it. Will you have copies of that with you at Imaginarium?
I will. I'm actually working on a book box for it because I want people to like experience the world. I love a good map. So all my
Yeah.
books have these beautiful maps. And so my husband designs all my book covers. He's a
Oh, that's
illustrator
cool.
designer for profession. And
Oh, I
so
love
he
that.
is supposed to be working on designing my book box as we speak, but he's not.
Oh. He must
But
be
I'm definitely bringing
distracted
it.
by your beauty and eloquence in
He
this
is.
interview
He
right now. Yeah.
absolutely is. Yes, he is. For sure. For sure.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about a work in progress you have listed. I'm pretty sure it was in your Instagram bio, Rise of the Last Queen. Is there
Yes.
anything that you can share with us about that
I
besides
mean, I
that
would
that
share
it is a work in
everything.
progress?
I would share everything. It is technically finished. And what I mean by finished is I've done like 7 pass-throughs. Now it's probably time for the developmental editor and then I'll get to work on it again because I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
obsessed with finishing things well. But I will say this, this is Rise of the Last Queen is the final installment in the Mōsa Chronicles. Hmm.
Okay.
I've spent a long time writing it because I want to make sure I have like finalized everybody's story. When you have a
Yeah.
multicast a crew in your series, everyone wants to know what happens with Luz and Zari and Nisa
Yeah.
and Sol. And so they want to know, like, do they have this happily ever after? And for me, I think one of the things that I loved about the Hunger Games, the books and the movie, is that at the end, everybody's left pretty broken. Like
Yeah.
there's not, it doesn't feel happy. It just feels like, okay, at least now we can catch our breath. But
Right.
Peter is beat up. She's got scars all over her face. Her sister is gone. And so a lot of this book, I wanted the loss to be heavy, but also the getting on the other side of this plague to
Yeah.
be redeemable and have some moments of joy. So I hope I've done that well. I need to
Yeah.
see what my developmental editor says. And she's edited all my scripts, all my manuscripts for this series, so she knows the whole story backwards.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes she remembers things I don't. And she's like, "Do you remember when you said X, Y, and Z? I need you to go back because you may need to find that and make sure." So it's very helpful.
I
Very helpful.
imagine authors and editors having those like serial killer bulletin boards where they just have like post-its and maps and strings connecting all the different characters and places. Like, I don't know how else
Yeah.
you would keep it all straight, especially if
My
you're a developmental editor like that. It's so
I don't know
important.
how she does it. I wrote it
So
and I
much.
don't know how I do it, but she definitely, I mean, she doesn't live and breathe this. This is what she does for multiple authors.
Right, right.
So, yeah, I wanna send her as close to possible, as close to finish as I can, because when she sends it back, I know I'm gonna do some rewriting. So I'm holding on to it for a little bit. But I think I hope that I've answered everything. And I really want to do it some justice. I've been hiring artists to do some like character work for the book. I'm gonna do special
I love
editions of the
character
last
art.
two. I do too. I
Yeah.
absolutely am obsessed with character art. So but I kind of rush ahead and I'm trying to like slow down so that I can enjoy it too because
Yeah.
there's a grief that I'm experiencing as well in saying goodbye to this group of folks. And there's a part of me that's like, I should still end it in a cliffhanger. No, people are going to be mad at me. So I don't want to do that. But I am excited about giving it to the world. I have this thing that I learned early on when I was an author. When you're writing the book, it is yours.
Mm.
And when you set it free into the sphere and you start selling it, it belongs to readers. And so there's a sadness that comes with that too, because it's your very own story and now you get to share it with everyone else. And while I'm excited for everyone to read it, I'm going to be sad to see these characters. I mean, I built like 25 people out of nothing.
Yeah, it's
It is a
amazing.
loss. It is a loss that I get to
Right.
visit them like every year, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So it is a
bittersweet.
loss.
Well, we will see you in just a few weeks, really, at Imaginarium this summer. What are you most looking forward to at
Oh my
this book
gosh.
event?
I love everything about Imaginarium. I think I'm looking more towards, let's see, I love the panels, but I love just the readers coming through.
Mm.
Seeing my new and old author friends. So, you become really close and you want to see each other's tables. Jenny Hickman, if anybody's a fan, I adore that woman and all of her
Yeah.
books. I may own more of hers than I do of my own because I am obsessed with her. Um, and just to see her in that space and like connect with other authors and just we like to learn from each other too. So we'll go to each other's tables and we're like, oh, where did you get that? Let me take a picture. Like, so there's a lot of that networking.
Yeah.
And Imaginarium was the first book con that invited me as a brand new author. And year after year, they invite me back, and year after year, I show up. And to see how much it's grown to over the years
Yeah.
and
It's amazing.
how visible many authors are, it's a privilege to be able to go and just be amongst the organizers. And I also love when they have like fruity cool drinks named after books. Oh,
Yes.
I'm also excited every year when I go, I get a new tattoo.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I have Elva Stefani, yes. She has done 3 tattoos for me now. So I already
That's
booked my
awesome.
next one, which is I always do like a book kind of tattoo. So there's one I'm gonna do about a revolution or something to
Yeah.
commemorate Fhear's fury. Yeah. So
Deb
I
has got
obviously I have a lot of fun at Imaginarium.
Yeah, no, Deb has gotten a tattoo every year also. She and Mindy,
Hmm.
before I got on here with you, they were in our group chat talking about, I got my appointment. When is
I
yours?
did
What should we
too.
get? Yeah, they were brainstorming, like, what should we get?
I did too. I
They're
love it.
they're
I love
excited.
it.
I'm
I
too
love it.
scared to do tattoos, but I emotionally support everybody in
Thank
their
you. We
in
need
their
you too.
tattoo
We need you
endeavors.
too.
Yeah. Well, let's go into our nerdy and dirty speed round. We have just really random questions for
Okay.
readers and listeners to get to know you a little bit better on a more personal level.
Hmm.
There's no right or wrong answer, just whatever pops into your head.
Okay.
And away we go. Where is your favorite place to travel?
Oh, I'm gonna say the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. I love them both equally. They're beautiful places, and the people are great, and they know how to have a good time. So for sure, wherever the
Excellent.
water is bluer and clearer, I'm there. I'm there.
Yes. Give
Yeah.
me the beautiful ocean for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Mm-hmm.
is your celebrity crush?
Mm.
I know your husband's there, so if you need to plead the
My
fifth, go
husband
right ahead.
definitely is my first celebrity crush.
You
But
can
then,
always
I would
pass.
settle. I would settle for Michael B. Jordan. I would settle.
That's an excellent choice. Excellent.
I
Excellent
think so
plan
too.
B for you. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
Would you rather travel
Uh-huh.
to the moon or the deepest part of the ocean?
Okay. I love the ocean. That's why I created Mōsa, because I love the ocean. And then I just finished writing about Fierce Fury. I want to go to space. I think I want to go to the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would want to go to the moon.
Did you watch all the Artemis moon
Yeah, oh, of
travel
course.
stuff? Yeah.
Yes,
That
yeah,
was
we
awesome.
did. We did. We absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It was
I would
nice
love to.
to have something good.
Just
Right?
any little thing that makes us feel like normal and happy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I won't
I
watch anything
remember.
else.
I
Yeah,
remember what this used to
I
be
remember a
like.
time. I miss the good old
I
days.
know, really, seriously. What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas for sure. My husband will tell you
Too.
I've got mini trees and big trees and just I vomit Christmas. It's ridiculous. And I start Thanksgiving Day. I start. Like just I have a problem and
I
I'm fully
usually put my tree up on November 1st, as soon as
You
Halloween is
see?
over. Yeah,
As soon as Halloween's over, it's Christmas. Like
yeah,
I don't know what else, what are we
100%.
doing? I don't
We
know.
do host Thanksgiving at my house with our families,
We
but
do
it's
too.
still Christmas. So,
Oh, the Christmas tree is up at Thanksgiving. That yeah, for
100%.
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I agree with that. That's the right way to do
For
it.
sure. For
What
sure.
is the last movie you watched?
Uh, so in the movies, we went to see Hail Mary.
Oh, yeah.
It was so good. I cried a lot and I didn't expect to cry a
I've
lot,
heard that from people. I
but
haven't seen it, but I've heard
it's
it's emotional.
emotional. It's emotional. It's a really great story about like resilience and um finding family where you can find it. So it
Yeah.
was really touching. Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it. And I'm a sci-fi girl, so for sure I loved all those things too.
I saw an interview that Ryan Gosling was promoting
Hmm.
it, and he said he was a producer on the movie and that
That's right. I did see that at the end
he
in the
was very
credits.
adamant that they were not going to change the source material and was like, we're adapting this book, and this book is the reason why people want it to be a movie, so let's stay true to the book. And I was
They did
like,
a great job.
if I couldn't love you more, Ryan Gosling.
We never want you to change anything from the book. If you can all just get
Yes.
that straight, don't change
Yes.
anything.
It
Don't change
was
anything.
it was nice as a reader to hear somebody in Hollywood say that, you know.
For
I'm
sure. For sure. Because
big fan.
I remember reading Twilight and I remember thinking when I went to the movies, I was like, this is not at all what I envisioned Edward to look like.
Yeah.
Jacob, yes. Edward, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
No, I would agree with that too,
Yeah.
actually.
Hmm.
What is a book series that you always recommend?
Ah, okay. This one is fun and it's easy, but it's not just one. So right now, so, okay, let me start over. I love a good shifter series. I'm obsessed. And when I'm writing dystopian or dark fantasy, I will not read any of that. I won't read any of those types of,
Sure.
I don't
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
influenced in any way. So right now, all I can really read is a shifter series and historical romance. So that's
Oh no, you have to read Shifter series.
so. the shifter series I have recommended as of late is the Warrior Shifter series by
Okay.
RC Luna. It's absolutely what I love about it is the world building is also from Puerto Rico, which I adore. But it's witches and shifting panthers and like just a little different than what I'm used to because I love a good fated mate shifter werewolf series. That's like my jam right now.
Yeah,
Actually,
that
before
book,
I
that
jumped onto
edition
this,
is
that's what I was listening
beautiful.
to. It's so beautiful. She's done. I mean, I love a good look at it.
Yeah.
It's just so pretty. I love pretty books, as we all do.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I
That's
was like,
what
I'm gonna
bookshelves
have
are
to get it.
for.
Yeah, my husband doesn't understand that yet. He thinks that for books you're gonna read all the time. Like that's weird.
No, no, we're looking
No,
at them because they're pretty.
no, no, no. Right, right.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I need to add that. I'm trying to keep a little list of authors slash books that have more Hispanic or especially Puerto
Yes, you'll
Rico.
love it.
My sister-in-law is Mexican and Puerto Rican, and she is a
Oh,
reader, but she's working on her PhD right now.
of
So she
course she
doesn't,
is.
yeah, right. She doesn't get to
An
read full time.
overachieving Latina, that's weird.
I know, right? So I'm trying to keep like when you're ready to read something, here,
Yes, have
here
like a
you
list for
go.
her. That'll be nice. When she's done with
Yeah.
school, that'll be great.
I'll have to
Yeah,
add RC Luna to the book or to the
yeah.
list. Last speed round question. If you could enter one of your book worlds, which
Oh
one
no.
which one would you choose?
Um, it's different when you have two series now, right? Because
Yeah.
this is a very new experience for me.
And the answer might change from day to day, depending on
It,
how
it
you
does change
feel.
from the
Yeah.
day to day. I would say I would want to go to Lumina, which is the space Dyson sphere world, only because I see it in my head and I want to like see it in person. Like I would want to
Yeah.
like see the layers to this world and how the people dress. And I'm a total fashionista, so wardrobes. One of the things I fell in love with was Feyre's attire when
Oh,
she went over
yeah.
to,
To the night
Rhysand's
court.
world. Listen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, all my girls are gonna dress like that from the very first beginning, right? So I loved all of that, and
Love that.
I would want to see that in space, you know? One of the things about that people don't may not know about Fierce Fury is that it's I when people ask me like, well, what is the Dyson sphere like? I say, imagine New York City in space. Because that's I'm from New York, so I just took my neighborhood and divided it up into 7 sectors and put it up in space. And it's interesting and cool and hydroponics and all of that.
Yeah.
But I would want to see what that looks like for sure.
That's really cool. I
And
love
start a rebellion too.
that. Yeah. Join the cause.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, Lihia, where can readers and listeners best connect with you? Is it through social media or newsletter or all of the
All of the
things?
above. All of the above, this last year, I think indie authors have a year where they're like, oh, things have shifted, right?
Mm.
And this is that year for me. I feel like there's a big shift happening. So I'm sending people more to my website for sure. Um, and I would say the website, if you want something signed. So just ligiacushman.com. I have all my signed books there and I ship them myself. I send you a cute little card. And oftentimes character cards come with my signed copies. So again, I love art, so I'm gonna make sure that we have
Yeah,
art everywhere we go.
I
So
love
yeah,
that.
my website, Ligia Cushman, and that'll connect you to everything. I'm very active on Instagram, TikTok. I'm working on threads. I'm working on it.
Yeah,
But I'm not so in on Facebook. I have Facebook, but it's like not where my readership is. So
yeah,
yeah, it's a different space. So TikTok and Instagram for sure, and Threads for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that you have signed copies on your website. That was going to be my next question,
Hmm.
where readers can get your work. So signed and maybe some character art with it on your website,
Yes,
and then
yes,
wherever
yes.
books are sold, I guess.
Special editions are there too for the
Oh,
Mōsa
awesome!
Chronicles. Yeah, so my husband just redid my website and it looks very chic.
It's
So please
beautiful.
step by and just check it out because
Did a great job.
he's done a really great job. Every day he's been working on it. So it's been really cool to see like all the changes he's making. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been cool.
I love that. I love that your husband can do that stuff for you. Not just be like emotional support, but also more
Yeah,
tangible
he's invested
support.
for
I love
sure.
that.
Yeah, he is. He is. He definitely is. Sometimes he's working harder than I am for sure. While I'm writing, I am writing the story.
Right. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
you're
he's like, well,
you're
you are
you're
doing
working
that.
hard too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, besides Imaginarium, are there any other conventions or events that you're attending this year?
Oh my gosh, yes. So next week I'm gonna be back in New York. I just got back from BookCon. I'm going back to New York because I got invited to speak on a panel at the New York City Dominican Writers Conference, which is
Oh, I
like
love that. Congrats.
unheard of, and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna be sitting on a panel speaking about writing romance on our own terms. So I'm really excited about that. Of course, I'll be
Yes.
in Imaginarium in June. In July, Steamy Lit is doing like a romantasy mini con here in Florida. So I'll be attending that. And then Faye and the A in October. I've never been there before, but it's supposed to be really cute and exciting. And then I'll be at in February. I'm already booked next year, which is crazy. But in February of next year, I'll be in Romantasy Con in LA.
Yeah.
So really excited. Really
Oh, that's
excited.
awesome. That you're booked and busy.
Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, I am. And can you believe I still have my day job? It's
I
crazy.
can't. Honestly, I
I
can't.
can't. It's
Oh,
again,
wow.
it's all shifting. So there is like this movement towards, okay, I'm gonna have to make some decisions, you know? But yeah,
Yeah. What a great problem to have,
it
right?
is a great problem to have for
That's
sure.
awesome.
For
Well,
sure.
congrats to you on all of that.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Well, we always finish our episodes and interviews sharing our nerdiest thing of the week.
Oh
Uh,
no.
Usually
Okay.
it is book related, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a deep dive research, something that you're doing for one of your projects you're working on. It could be something, anything that you just got really excited about.
Okay.
Sometimes I like to share embarrassing moments that I did something dumb as my
Oh, I
nerdiest
do
thing of
those
the
all the
week.
time. I do those all the time. I do have something that's pretty nerdy that I'm absolutely obsessed with. So it was my
I'm
birthday.
listening.
It was my birthday recently, and I've been wanting my husband to buy me to gift me a projector for my bedroom so I can watch like TV on a
Yeah.
bigger wall. I don't know why I have a TV in my room, by the way, but I wanted this projector. So anyway, he finally got it and for me, and I am obsessed with it. So I'm either watching in the evenings. My son has me obsessed with watching Has Been Hotel. So that's I have a teenager, so there you go. But the other piece is this is the nerdy thing. I am obsessed with Judge Judy.
That is so great.
I will watch her at night, like that's like my downtime, and I'm just gonna watch Judge Judy on the projector, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, and it's gonna be great. And I will be doing that as soon as I'm done with this.
I love that. Do you heckle the people
Oh, for sure.
in
I'm
her
like, hello. She told you to stop speaking.
I
Just
do that
stop
too. I watch stuff
speaking.
like that and I'm like, you're stupid. Shut
Just
up.
stop. Just shut
Nobody
up.
believes
Bye.
you.
Nobody, you're lying.
Oh, I love that so much that you have your projector for Judge Judy.
I sure
That's
do. I sure
that,
do.
you know
Judge
what?
Judy, if you're watching, I love you, girl.
Sponsor us, Judge Judy.
Yes, sponsor us, Judge Judy.
That is
Sponsor.
a perfect nerdiest thing of the week. I love that
Yes,
so
it
much.
is for
Yeah,
sure.
you're definitely in the right place with
Oh,
us.
for sure, for sure, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on and
Thank
talking
you
with
for
me. This
having
has
me.
been
This
so
was
much
fun.
fun.
This was
Yeah.
fun for
And
sure.
we cannot wait to see you in person in just a
Yes,
few weeks at
I'm
Imaginarium.
excited.
We'll
I'm excited.
definitely, you'll see three brunettes with glasses come up to your table and be like, hey, it's like
That'll
we
be
all
great.
kind of look alike.
Sounds
We're
like
just different
Imaginarium.
heights.
Will you have
Um,
fairy wings? Because that's
oh,
very Imaginarium.
yeah, one of us probably will.
Probably.
I
Okay,
think Deb
that'll be
has some,
good.
honestly.
That'll be
Um,
good.
but yeah, that'll be how you know us.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been so much fun, and have a great rest of your night.
You too. Take care.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.